Rogue Sun, issue number 9 from Image Comics. So, how is this issue? Does this issue continue its streak of this series improving, or does it relapse back into mediocrity? Well, let's jump right in and we'll find out. So the issue starts with Rogue Sun, with Dylan searching through his room. He's trying to find the Sunstone and he just can't find it. And eventually his half-brother shows up and reveals that he has the stone and that he found it in between some couch cushions. And then as he disappears to go to work, it turns out that the half-brother and half-sister have been taking the stone from Dylan when he's not looking. So once again, these characters are just not doing very well. And then we get a lot of like slice of life stuff. And here's the thing. I enjoy slice of life stories. My favorite manga of all time is a slice of life. I love slice of life manga. I mean, then again, when it comes to manga, I'll read basically anything. I do not like the slice of life here. And it's not because of the genre. It's just because it's poorly written. I don't care about these characters enough to follow them on their slice of life. Like slice of life works if you have interesting characters. If you have interesting characters, then seeing interesting characters doing like mundane, regular, everyday activities is completely fine. But because none of these characters are interesting, I don't care about their school life. I don't care about Dylan trying to get his, I guess, only friend, who is also the kid that he bullies all the time, to get a date. I don't care for the fact that the kid got a date. I don't care that Dylan is trying to hook back up with his on-again, off-again girlfriend and take her to the homecoming dance. Like, I don't care because you haven't made any of these characters interesting. Even Dylan, the main character, is not really all that interesting, which has been a huge negative point in this entire series. Even the past few issues that have improved upon this series, Dylan still is just a not very likable or interesting character. At least to me, he's not. Maybe he is to you, but he's just not working for me. There's nothing there that really intrigues me about him. He's not likable. He's not likable as a hero. He's not likable in his everyday life. Like, he comes across as a huge ass. There's no redeeming qualities there. And it's kind of a shame. Like, one of the things that you could have done, I've mentioned this before, you kind of destroyed it now because you turned his mom into a villain, but you could have had the thing be that Dylan doesn't want to be a superhero, but he decides to do it because he believes that it'll help him and his mom get out of poverty. But you completely threw that away because now his mom's a villain and is locked up with the warden. And Dylan now lives with his rich half-siblings and stepmom. So you kind of threw that out. So why is Dylan being a hero? Because he has to. That's it. That's the only reason he's a hero, is because he's the only one that the Sunstone is reacting to. That's it. There's no calling card. There's no... So it's... I don't know. It's very hard to enjoy a character who is kind of like the stuff is thrust upon them, and then they're just doing it to do it because that's it. It's good to have heroes where things are thrust upon them. You know, you have the whole hero's journey where the hero refuses a call and then they're kind of forced into this journey. But there's always something there. Like, they always end up taking the journey eventually because of some reason, some goal that they're trying to achieve. There is none for Dylan. There is no reason for him to be a hero. There is no goal that he's trying to get. He's not trying to get closer to his father. That could have been another thing. Maybe Dylan actually really cared for his dad. Maybe his dad wasn't an asshole, but was a really likable person. And now Dylan he wants the suits because it makes him feel closer to his dad, who's dead. That could have been something. In fact, the half-siblings would have probably made better heroes because they want the Sunstone so that they can, remain with their father, so that they can continue to communicate with him before Dylan got rid of them. So I'm kind of rambling at this point, but do you see where I'm getting at? We need something to connect us to Dylan. We need something, some kind of reason. Why are you the hero? Why are you risking your life to do this? What's your goal? There is none. There's no goal whatsoever for Dylan in anything. Not only in just being a hero, but even in his everyday life. There is no goal. He slacks off. He doesn't care about anything except trying to score with his on-again, off-again girlfriend, it seems. Like, that's his only thing that he cares about. He doesn't care about anything else. He doesn't care about anybody else. So it's kind of like, all right, why do I care about this character? Why do I want to follow him on this journey? Why should I give a crap about his school life, about this slice of life moment? I don't, because there's nothing there. But eventually, we get this new villain. I think his name is Hellbent, and he is the son of the guy that Dylan injured in the previous issue. And now not only does he have superpowers, but he has powers enough to beat the crap out of Dylan, which is, again, also kind of... Dylan gets, like, easily stomped. And I guess I would have liked it a little bit more because this guy, like, he was training to be a doctor. We didn't really get to see, like, you know, oh, he's an athlete, he does sports, he does whatever. Dylan, meanwhile, seems to kind of be a scrappy dude who's constantly getting into fights. So you would think the person with more raw talent should have been Dylan. But I'm okay with Dylan getting stomped. Like, I'm completely fine with introducing a new villain, and a new villain just absolutely beats the crap out of the hero. And now the hero has to, like, go back to the drawing board and figure out, okay, what do I got to do to beat this guy? What worked? What didn't work? How am I going to change my formula or my fighting style or whatever to win the next battle? So I'm completely okay with that. But yeah, he basically beats up Dylan. He could have killed Dylan, but instead he says that my master has given me orders for you to go do this thing, so go do it. And then we also get the half-brother and half-sister stealing the Sunstone again while Dylan is unconscious and injured in bed. And they try to use it to summon their dad. Instead, they end up summoning some other guy. So yeah, that's kind of it with this issue. I thought it was a step down from previous issues. It was kind of meh. And I think it's just because you had a lot of like slice of life stuff in here, a lot of like the school life, and it doesn't work for me for all the reasons I already explained. And I guess I would like to see more of just doing something to make these characters likable. His stepmom is kind of redeeming herself in my eyes. Like, she seems to actually care for Dylan and is doing everything she can to not only improve his superhero abilities, but also his schooling and trying to give him a better life. And she takes care of him when he gets super injured and stuff like that. The siblings, no, they're not. Because once again, they're stealing stuff from Dylan. Like, they're stealing his powers so that they can try to bring their dad back. And I get why they're doing that. But it's just, they haven't really done anything likable or redeemable in this series. So when you just keep having characters, even when I understand why they're doing what they're doing, but they're just doing annoying, stupid stuff that we know is going to backfire, it just, again, I really start finding these characters really just frustrating. And Dylan himself, the hero, he hasn't changed whatsoever since issue 1. We're 9 issues in. He hasn't done any improvements upon himself. He hasn't changed for the better. He's still annoying. He's still an ass. He's still a slacker with no goals in life. So it's really hard to root for this guy. Like, if anything, it's almost like I want to root for the villains, because at least the villain has something. Like, the villain, even though he's fighting for his dad and he's kind of going about it in a bad way, it's like I can understand why he's fighting for his dad. It's his dad. It's the only person that was there for him after his mom died. So I completely understand that. But like, I'm supposed to not be rooting for the villain. I'm supposed to be rooting for the good guy, and I can't because the good guy sucks. That's been the big problem with the Supermassive. Either you have very, like, it's either pacing issues or just really unlikable characters. I mean, Radiant Black is kind of reading that a little bit with Marshall. Marshall started off kind of annoying, but over time, especially once he got the powers, like, he's actually started to, like, I really enjoy his character. Nathan is okay. He's still not all that interesting of a character. The other Radiants, I don't really care too much outside of Radiant Yellow. Radiant Red, I don't care for. Radiant Pink, she was okay at first, and then the more we see of her, the more uninteresting she gets. And then as for the Dead Lucky, everything about that series sucks. It's just, there's nothing redeeming in that series. And then we have one more series in the Massiveverse, the Infernal Red Girl, Infernal Dragon Red, Infernal Dragon Girl, whatever the hell that series is called. Hasn't come out yet, so I can't say anything about it. But yeah, it's just characters. Characters seem to be the weakest point in this entire universe. It's very, very hard to find likable characters. And this series doesn't really have any. I'm kind of rambling on that right now. So I'm just going to end this here. So yeah, there you go. There's Rogue Sun, issue number 9 from Image Comics. It was a step down from the previous stuff, and it's just falling into the same pattern and same mistakes that all the other series in this Massiveverse is doing. Just terrible characters that are very, very hard to relate to or sympathize with. There you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.